The snare's just hanging right here. All the markers. There's 4, 5, 6. We are following some big dogs. Holy mackerel. It is a beautiful, absolutely gorgeous day in the neighborhood today. And normally I stop at the deer blind, but just at the trailhead here. I have a pretty thick dog trail. I'll show you all. I'm gonna hang a snare. I am getting over a cold. Took last week off. I was supposed to go have a week with Franklin. I was gonna get another 2 wolf tags and try and smack another big dog with him, but didn't want to get him or his wife sick, so took a little bit of a break, and yeah, now we're here. I'll definitely be visiting him before the end of wolf season. Sometime in March, I'll go visit him. Terry, love you, buddy. Thank you for the suggestion. I got a piece of cedar pole in the shop right now, back home, and I'm going to make a little pine bough brush. And although it's close to the end of the season, I think I'll still be able to use it. And that's just to cover all my tracks instead of driving over them with the skidoo and reversing over them and doing the extra loop. Just kind of get a good idea. And just brush them out with the pine bough broom. I'm going to hang a snare here. I'll show you guys the end result, what that looks like, and we'll get out of here. And by the way, the spruce boughs in my snare trapping bag genuinely smell like boughs. So that works. I think one thing I was thinking about, I actually had a dream that some of the sap or pitch or resin got on my cam lock. That's a really specific bad dream. Just make sure whatever you do with your snares, even the last time I boiled mine, even just walking from the shop to the house, the cam locks froze up. So I actually hung them up by the wood stove and just let them dry completely. So just little tips and tricks. Just always keep an eye on your cam locks and the smooth, make sure they fall correctly, and yeah. Okay. I'm just going to show you guys what this end result looks like, and the idea of the pine bough little broom. But there's the setup there. Pretty thick, but the snare's just hanging right here, obviously, so great funnel point. And yeah, just gonna brush away all my tracks here, including up here. So that's, I guess, which I don't know. It's just more disturbance or less disturbance. I guess it looks a little bit like something maybe had a little bit of a tussle. You can't really see my boot prints much, which, I don't know, that looks pretty good. You know, you just really got to be cognizant of where you're brushing. But and I'm also sliding my feet so I don't leave the boot prints. But great tip. Awesome. Okay, let's keep going. Yeah, those are pretty good sized tracks. Beautiful. Wow. Interesting. I don't know what critter went through there. It looks pretty small. That's hung for a wolf, so swing and a miss, I guess, but I don't think that was a wolf. So if y'all remember, I'm going to I mean, I can spruce bow my tracks, but I just set a snare over here, and now they're just 10 feet to the right using this trail now. So there it is there. Deer feeder's over here, and you guys probably remember I set one here. It's still there. I could technically hang 2, but I might just hang 2. Let's just hang 2. I'm gonna leave this one. I'll put another marker here so I know there's 2, and away we go. So this is a pretty good set. I'll show you guys quickly here. This is not normally what I do, and tell me some advice below, because it's pretty thick bush. But I'm gonna go in here, show you what I'm working with. Obviously very thick. So there's the trail. And the other snares right here, but they're just to the right of it on a new trail. And so snare's coming down, and you can barely see the snare there, and it's all mixed in with all these other branches. And some of the branches are a little bit inside, encroaching into the snare. So my thoughts on that are, okay, when you go and set a snare, if the big dogs are already walking through a bit of brush, you know, they're getting like twigs in the eyes and stuff. Do you cut all that off, make it nice and clear, or do you leave everything? Do you leave as much natural, I guess, concealment as you can? What do you like? What's the pro tip? Because to me, those little tiny branches aren't going to impede the snare from closing in. So I think it's better to keep things natural, but I don't know. Let me know down below. I don't know everything. I'm still learning. And this is, you guys definitely tell me when I'm doing things right and wrong, and I love it, because you have to keep me, you gotta hold me accountable, because I'll go out and change things, and I want to make sure everything's done right, because we're dealing with live animals, right? And you want that to be a quick snare kill. So I'm gonna pine bow my tracks out here and keep heading down the acreage. I think we got a lynx on the trap line. There's some cat prints in amongst these wolf. I can't really, there's one kind of, you can see a lot rounder than a wolf, but we don't have bobcats, or they're rare. We have them in Ontario, but they're rare. Huh. Interesting. Maybe I'll have to set a lynx snare at some point here. But those cats are way too beautiful. I don't know. Very mystical and majestic. But people say the same about wolves, so just sitting here. Always stuff in my head. Renee's not here to make fun of me about it though. I'm just sitting here. I'm at the wolf blind. The sun is beautiful behind me. Every time you come through, you know, you see all these new trails, and there's obviously this spot here between this tree and this tree. They navigate through here nonstop. I hung a snare there, and I hung a snare over this yonder. I don't think I have enough snare wire to wrap around these trees. But let's try something. And there we have it. It's like magic. The magic of YouTube. Check it out. So, just filled it in with a stick. And then I actually tied the wire around, because I didn't have really enough to just gravity hang it, because that balsam is just way too thick, the circumference. So added some wire just to stiffen up so it can hang kind of out more and then down, gravity. So happy with it. So we're gonna keep going. We're at the bait site. It's abundant. The pea posts, they're abundant. Got some random urine there. Not so much a pea post, but obviously just had to relieve themselves. This pea post here, the one that had the blood in it, is still going strong. Today, it's time to hang a bunch of snares along this wall of trees. Perfect for snaring right there. They're coming across, going right through. Oh, just gonna check the bait out here. See what kind of damage we've done. Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna need gonna need some more roadkill deer, I think, eh? Still decent amount of bait in there. That snare in there's not touched. What are you going on about? Ravens and their vocabulary, eh? I'm just gonna swap out these cards and turn the cameras off and whatnot. If there's any photos I got, I'll toss them at the end. And to be honest, gonna shut this down and I'm just gonna start hanging snares. I'll show you guys the result at the end. I think I got probably 10 more in my box I can hang. One interesting thing is last video, I think it was, pointed out that this deer's gut had a large, huge pile of corn and just grain and all sorts of stuff it had eaten, and nothing was touching it. Well, now it's here. So something dragged it over. These critters are crazy. So I'm gonna toss down this camera and get to work here. Losing sunlight, so I want to make sure I get all 10 hung today, because obviously we've been serious this whole season, but it's time to get a little bit more serious because these dogs are just everywhere. So yeah, let's get her done. I just hung another 4 more just down by the blind. This bait site reeks. I thought I had a wolf in a snare when I was coming up, because I'm like, it smells like a wolf, but no, it's just the bait site. But I got all my goodies here. So there's some really good troughs, and when I say troughs, I mean like some thick trails that I set on. So whether they're coming or going, I think they'll slip into them. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head down the trail a bit. You can just see all the markers. There's like 4, 5, 6 just right in this little area. I'm gonna head down this way. That's towards the, let me zoom out here. That's towards the legendary trail. And there's been some thick trails down here. Because we're coming close to the end of the season, and this is going to be, I think, 30. We had 23, and then we have another 11. So that's 34. So yeah, I think that's enough for this season. This is just the first season of trapping, of course, for myself and Renee, but we can always see what next year brings. The one thing, if you guys got a minute, I'll tell you a story. This pea post over here, it's got blood in it. So before I got this acreage with Renee, I'd travel from Bombertown, probably 40 kilometers across the lake, Red Lake. I hunted near Parker Creek in this little, actually it was a huge bay with a nice peninsula coming out. And every time I'd leave, there was this rock that was always exposed every year, and I called it the piss rock. And it was like this. It's just a mound of pee, frozen pee from the wolves. And so as I started to leave, I would stop there specifically and urinate on the rock. And every time I'd come back, they'd do the same thing, and I'd do the same thing. And it was like this piss war, literally a pissing war. So I got to pee right now. Obviously, I'm not going to film it, but I'm going to piss off some big dogs. So let's go do that, and then we'll continue on and hang some more snares a bit away from the bait here. Not too far, but a couple 100 yards away. I'm actually quite a ways from the bait. Probably maybe less than a kilometer. But these big dogs are just using more trails and troughs than anywhere close to the bait. And I'm quite a ways from the bait. So this is a nice fresh trail. Has been used coming and going. As you can see, there's a bunch going going in and out using my sled tracks and then circling around. And actually just on the other side of there is the other sled track going in around to the loop. And then obviously I'm on the other side here. But lo and behold, it's a beautiful little triangle of trees here. I can set a snare right yonder. Maybe I'll strap you all on my chest for this one. Let's see how this thing hangs. I'm gonna take the rifle off. I think that's the coolest thing, that these smell like boughs. It makes sense. I mean, there's a reason why, you know, pine sol smells like pine sols, because that, even though the fact that that's chemicals, but pine and spruce and anything softwood that's got needles is pretty potent. Let's see, grab the snippers. I need wire. I don't know if that's gonna do, but we'll try. So I'm gonna go in. There's another track here. So I'm just gonna probably just sneak up over here. The snow is so deep in the bush. And just kind of hang all my stuff yonder. There. Okay. Let's see how this one goes. All right. I'm just putting it through the tree loop and way up high. Let gravity do the work. These snares are try and get them hung, eh? And the good thing is they want to collapse on themselves, right? But it can be a little frustrating when you want to set it and it just keeps collapsing before you get that little piece of wire on there. And there's some people that don't use wire, and that's okay. But of course I don't have enough. Yes I do. Beautiful, beautiful day. And it's another reason why I wanted to get out here. Because it was gorgeous. Got out here a little late, but that's okay. What matters is I'm out here. That's not too bad. Some would say this is going to impede the cam lock, but that's not the side. I mean, this is going to go around the neck, of course, but cam lock's going to release here when something passes through that. So not too bad of a set. It's just a matter of grab your tools and getting out of here, which kind of like a 1, 2, 3 sort of thing. There we go. And then obviously the ground is quite disturbed, but try and fill stuff in as best you can. And then we're going to take a look from the trail and see what it looks like here. And we can't forget to mark it. Every snare I've hung, I've almost forgot to mark it, and that's one of those things. It's like the sun's going down, and it is what it is. I didn't bring a case for my little 22, but that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Good work, everyone. Good work. So I'm gonna just bag and tag this and then continue on. And I got how many more snares do I have in here? 3. I think I got 3 more. So we'll continue on here to the trailhead. I'm going to set 3 more. And I'll close it up. And we'll go from there. If there's anything exciting, I'll turn this back on. But in the end of the day, I hope I got some nice photos and some wolves or coyotes or something. Anything. Even fox. You guys saw that mating. The 2 fox, excuse me, the 2 fox that were mating and stuck together. Franklin has some amazing photos on his trail cam, so he shares them with me every day. But anyways, we'll continue on. Almost at the end of the line here. But the trail tightens up quite a bit. But got a nice thick trail pinch point through there. There's a little bit of an opening up here near the trailhead. And that's going to be my last snare. So from here on out, it's going to be just baiting and snare checks. No more hanging snares, and at some point we'll pull them all. Been a good go today. I love being out here. Lots of good exercise. I hope everyone's doing well. We're gonna get this last snare hung, and I'm gonna get down, go home, get this rifle in the truck away in a blanket. I forgot the rifle bag today. It's my bad, very irresponsible of me, but yeah, that's about it. So nothing too crazy today, y'all. I'm looking forward to the next big dog and a snare, but only thing we can do from here on out is just be patient. So God bless, stay well. Love you guys. Cheers.